Good day, folks. Let's listen to someone who would speak somewhat impartially and not adducing selective facts that suits them. Every side speaks as though they are speaking factually, but it's all very subjective view, and which we don't want. We want someone who looks at things very objectively. For a change, let's listen to this.
Very straightforward and said Ukraine has lost the war. And that's true. The Ukrainian war against Russia, which is a proxy war on the part of Washington against Russia, is lost. And if we look at current events, it's deplorable. The Russians are now advancing in a number of areas. Obviously, there are still some battles of encirclement going on where you have pockets of modest resistance left. But the bottom line is, they're advancing because there isn't much Ukrainian resistance because most of the Ukrainian troops are dead. And the ones that are showing up, we know, with a few exceptions, involve a lot of old men and boys. So Ukraine is on its last legs, which is, I think, why Zelensky is running all over Europe right now, trying desperately to find somebody to provide money and equipment that will somehow or another convey the illusion that there is still a Ukrainian state that has teeth. I don't think there is. So what I see now happening is the Russians are going to move forward to the west. I don't see any reason why they would stop at this point. I think they'll move towards Zaporozhye because you've got the bridges there over the Danube, or over the Dnieper, which create the opportunity for the Russians, if they decide to do it, to cross. They could head south to Odessa. They could head north to Kiev, either case. Further north, you have some other penetrations, but let's face it, when they encounter the Ukrainians, their resistance is weak, and the fortifications, in many cases, are no longer manned because there just aren't any Ukrainian troops to man them. So I think, from a purely military standpoint, this war is over. There's no question about that at all. The Russians are now deciding to what extent their goals are being met. And I think they're having a meeting with us in Alaska as a courtesy to Donald Trump more than anything else, not because there's any necessity on their part or need for it.